Hi friend, I'm Lee Keckner. Welcome to day number 9 of Coming Home, 33 days of self-care. Some of the greatest work we can do while we're on the planet is taking care of our primary relationship. So I love that you're doing this and spending this time with me. It's imperative for our well-being. If you would join me in 3 grounding breaths, if you would uncross your legs, I'm going to put my hands down on my lap to be more grounded. And we're going to breathe in for 3, hold it for 2, and breathe out of our mouth for 4. So if you close your eyes and give yourself this time to come into the present moment, to set aside everything that you're dealing with, to shut down your brain a little bit as much as you can, quiet your mind, and breathe in through our nose. Hold it for 2, and out of our mouth. Ah. Again, in through your nose. Hold it for 2. Ah. And really release something this time in through your nose. Hold it. And let me hear an audible ah. Thank you for joining me in that. Today we're talking about committing to younger you. We're going to commit to your younger self. I wrote some stuff today, so I have some papers. So many childhood traumas that people are working through and discovering and connecting with and feeling and moving through were created because someone around them when they were younger was not safe. Whether it was physical abuse that somebody endured, a child endured, or sexual abuse, whether it was neglect abuse, or maybe somebody was an alcoholic or a drug addict or something like that, and it just was not a safe environment for the child. So today when we can connect with our younger self, we want to acknowledge that they did have to endure some pretty crazy stuff when they were younger and some pretty heavy stuff. But the neat thing is now that we're adults, we have a choice what we allow into our life and how we allow people to treat us. So when you're younger, you don't have much of a choice. You are born into your situation. You're born into the things that are going to happen that are going to help you set your story and know what you have to overcome to be strong and to make a difference in the world. And we all have them. That's the cool thing. We've all suffered in our childhood because we are raised by humans. We are humans raised by humans. And we're just figuring this shit out as we go. And a lot of people who are not awake just repeat what was passed down to their parents. That's sleep parenting. And most of them really do just repeat what their parents did until they wake up and they can have a new perspective. I was looking online today at lonerwolf.com, and a guy named Mateo Sol said some things that I liked. He said, in other words, most grown-ups aren't really grown-ups at all. This leaves most people in a state of childish fears, angers, and traumas that fester away in the unconscious mind for decades. When we deny and snuff out the voice of the child within, we accumulate heavy psychological baggage. This unexplored and unresolved baggage causes us to experience problems such as mental illness, physical ailments, and relationship dysfunctions, which I can say that all of those resonate with me. Think about it. I think our minds spin like crazy and tell us stories like something like 50,000 thoughts a day. And unless we're awake to realize it's happening, we are being run by these stories, and most of them aren't true, and most of them are negative, right? So we are in this crazy loop. Literally, I think when our minds are in dis-ease, they're diseased, they're mentally ill. So I think the majority of us are living in a crazy state if we don't know how to get quiet and slow our mind down and get quiet and still and listen to who we truly are, which is our soul located near our heart. That's why I love to think about moving from your head to your heart, because this is where the crazy is, and this is where the magic is. When we don't connect with our younger selves, then it has to act out, and we eat too much, we drink too much, we do other self-destructive behaviors, and I do all of those things. And when I do, the next day I'm like, oh, dang it, I didn't spend time comforting myself or letting myself know I'm okay, my younger self. and therefore I got nervous and sabotaged or had one too many martinis, which is the thing that I work with, that shows me when I'm off balance. Some people eat, some people gossip, some people get depressed, whatever it is. That's your thing or your vice. That vice shows you when you're out of line and when you need to come back to yourself, come back to your younger self and those old hurts. So I put here, to stop those self-destructive behaviors, we need to face the hurt and feel it. Listen to our emotional needs and choose a healthy way to comfort ourselves, as well as eliminating toxicity. And that's what I want to talk about mostly today, is to commit to ourselves, to our younger selves who had to endure people who couldn't say, I'm getting the hell out of here, who couldn't get away from someone who was scary or mean or shitty. They had to just take it. We don't anymore. So today I want to commit to our younger self to no longer allow toxicity into your life, to no longer welcome people who are shitty, who speak disrespectfully to you, who support your old story of not being worthy, right? As we heal and as we comfort our younger self, we want to break those patterns. We want to wake up and say, I'm a victim in this, or I always blame that other person for treating me poorly, but maybe I believe that I should be treated poorly. That's why they're doing it. So to go inside to that old hurt and go, no, we're strong and we're okay. We don't need to be treated like shit. Cutting, severing ties, and setting boundaries with people who are toxic. And that can also go with things like CNN. We all have this little anger pebble. We all have it inside of us. And when we feed it, it grows. And if you feed that all the time and you're pissed off about this or that or politics and you're watching CNN and you're this and that, that seed is growing and growing and growing. And your younger self is going, no, I'm dying. I'm suffocating in here. So it's literally, if you're going to watch CNN and get fired up about something, and I'm saying this because my husband does that. And I would always say, honey, you got to counterbalance that energy with a walk outside, with breathing, with meditating, with something, exercise. You got to release that, because if you keep feeding that, that weed is going to get so big, I'm not going to be able to see you anymore. So it's really being aware that toxicity as an adult is something that you choose to allow. You're no longer a child. You have a shitty husband, set some boundaries. He doesn't want to follow him. Maybe you've outgrown that relationship. You've got a friend who gossips nonstop and it's starting to hurt your body because you're waking up and taking care of yourself, and that doesn't fit your new recipe for life. Tell them. I actually, a few years ago, had someone I was super close with who I still love with my heart. And we were this together and gossiping about someone and being shitty about someone. And as I kept evolving and waking up, I really was aware of how my body hurt after I talked to her, and how it was upsetting to me and how it was derailing me. And it's literally, my little girl was pulling me going, no, this hurts, this sucks. I don't want to do this anymore. So I told that girl, I said, I love you, but I'm trying to make good decisions for myself. And I'm trying to just swim in positivity, because I got enough crazy shit happening here. I don't need to feed that. I want to swim in positivity. And I find that when we talk about these other people, it hurts my body. So I just want to let you know, I will no longer participate in gossiping about these people. And that person felt a little bit betrayed and a little bit like I said, you're not my friend anymore. That's kind of how they interpreted it. But all I knew was, I want to talk to that person, but I will no longer hurt myself to be connected to that person. And I think we stopped talking for about 3 years, and she recently is starting to come back into my life, and it's nice, it's fresh, and it's sweet. But I needed that boundary for me and for my younger self. I needed a healthy boundary, and it felt scary to say it, and I felt nervous they get pissed. But what I realized is, we have to go out of our comfort zone if we want change. If we want to live a new, fresh life, we have to step out into the unknown and out of our comfort zone. And taking care of your little girl and saying, you know what? I honor you so much, or your little boy, that I commit to you to cut toxicity out of my life. And when I get sucked in, rattle my body so I can go, oh shoot, I'm sleepwalking again. And I can step out and commit to not having a toxic person or situation into my life. Start being aware of what you're letting into your heart and into your mind. My dogs agree. So assure your younger self that you will only allow safe, trustworthy, and respectful people into her world now, or his. Show respect for your body. That is the home for your inner child. Show respect for your body. Love her. Let her feel safe and taken care of inside of you. Today, when you do your meditation, or you're kind of closing your eyes and connecting with your younger self and going into that safe room, I'm going to give you just a little thing to think about, and you can play this back when you're ready to do it. You're going to have your journal with you. Remember, every day, 3 to 5 minutes, you talk to your little girl or boy, and you jot it down in here, and then you tell them one thing nice. I'll have to tell you what, when you quiet your mind and you don't judge the process and you let your younger self speak, there's some pretty big shit that comes up. And I'm like, dang, you've got a lot to say. You're wise in your young years. Like, I'm learning to give myself more credit when I was young and really appreciate who I was then to get me to now. So today, when you go to connect with your younger child, and you close your eyes and you put your hand on your heart and you picture that time in your life that you felt alone or scared, or you picture a photo of yourself and you look into your eyes of that photo of your younger self. And then you're going to imagine that you're walking down a staircase, that you're going down a staircase, and you're going to end up into the beautiful room that you have created for your younger self. Mine has a waterbed, a hanging wicker chair, a beanbag, and a big blue stuffed dog. But you're going to walk in there, and you're just going to stand there in loving and acceptance, and then you're going to picture your younger self coming through a door and walking towards you. And then she either sits on your lap or in the wicker chair or on the beanbag. And then you're just going to I wrote, before your younger self comes through the door, spend a little time soaking in that place that you have created. Looking around what's on the walls, what the carpet looks like, what does it smell like, what sounds are in there. And then after you've acquainted yourself with the space, then imagine your younger self coming in through the door. And you can give him a hug, hold her, he can sit on a beanbag, however you want to do it. And then when you're ready, assure your inner child that you are committed to keeping him or her safe. That you are committed to keeping toxic, mean, or scary people away from your body. That you're committed to protecting her. And then after you share that information, you're going to ask, what would you like to share with me? And then you're going to write 3 to 5 minutes in your journal. What comes up, whatever comes up. Don't think about it. Don't judge it. Whatever comes up, write it. Let it flow out. Make sure that you hug your younger self. Thank your younger self. Tell them how much they mean to you. And then say goodbye. And you're going to go back up the stairs and open your eyes. And acknowledge yourself for doing amazing work. For being out of your comfort zone. For being vulnerable with yourself. For hearing from your old heaviness and hurts inside of your heart. My quote today doesn't sound very nice, but I wrote it anyway. Toxic people suck, and I choose to no longer welcome them into my space. And not just into my brain or into my heart, but into my space. I no longer welcome them in my home. I no longer invite them for nights out. I just want my space to be clean and fresh and with people who are into waking up and evolving and people who are into moving forward. I no longer ever want to stop and sit down and get my feet cemented in where I am. So just be aware of who you are allowing around your body and in your space, and fill it with beautiful people who make your heart smile, or smile at you, or laugh at your jokes, or buy you a cocktail from time to time, whatever the hell it is. Dear God, we are grateful for this process. We're grateful for our young, powerful, pretty dang cool selves, our younger selves. Let us show up in a powerful way for ourselves, keeping out toxicity, making a commitment to keeping the air that we breathe fresh, the things that we watch fill our heart, the things that we listen to touch our heart. let us make a conscious decision to be filled up with positivity. I send love and light out to everyone watching. A special prayer to those whose bodies are talking to them in a big way. Let them hear what it's trying to say so that pain can heal. I'm grateful for another beautiful day on this planet and for my dogs. Amen. I will see you guys tomorrow on day number 10. We're double digits. Thank you so much and have a beautiful day.